before we get to what I got planned for the day for myself and our new technology, our new path, we got that invisible technology, invisible black technology we've been working on. On top of that, those that the technology we're actually designing to be able to compete with the OLED transparent screens. As you've seen in our demonstrations, our screens can literally sit right up on top of a 24,000 lumen light system here in the office. And it can operate at 300 lumens with a 6K halo system with no problem whatsoever. So as I told you before, the test you see as a demonstration, you say this is what other screens that they're claiming to have this capability should be doing. Instead, what they choose to do is lie. Now, this fellow right here, his company is going to court. The reason why his company's going to court, because he spread a actually was not honest with his customers if he did have any. He only had one guy in England. That's basically about it. Good luck shipping over there now. That's not happening. But anyway, and the fellow who showed off the demonstration did the entire demonstration in a very dark environment. Why would you do that? Why would you take a black screen, stick it in an ultra dark environment, and treat it like a white screen? That's the dumbest thing you could do. The screens are designed to absorb. I don't see Black Diamond or any of these big companies at the end of the day who develop these ultra dark gunmetal screens in super dark environments. Why? Gunmetal technology is designed to operate in fully lit environments. That's why they have such high gains. So what a black screen we doing in a dark environment? So the reason why is because the screen paint doesn't produce black. It produces gray. We have this on the blacklist. We have it all over YouTube. It's all over Google. It's in forum sites. It's everywhere. There were 2 attempts for his gray version, which I think it's a Series A, I think it is, with McAfee, who went in and tried to paint the screen down, and the screen came out gray. There was another attempt where he painted the screen down, and it came up gray. And oh yeah, McAfee did the same thing. It did come up gray. Jamie did the same demonstration. The screen came up gray, but he tried to do it in a narrow kind of vertical shot, so you couldn't compare it to anything, and probably in the back of his apartment. But the problem he had was that the screen itself, the handle comes in black. So we were able to see the comparison from there. So that wasn't hard to do. So with that being said, issues we had with the Series C, number one, yeah, our state of Pennsylvania was removed due to the fact that he cannot back the product up. He does not want the products coming here because they don't work. That's the reason why. And again, like I said, anything I'm saying out of my mouth, if I can't back this up, that means I can be sued for defamation. Easily be sued for defamation if I can't back this up. All right, so let's see if Mr. Bird can back up what he's talking about here. All right, so problems we have here with the Series C. First things we saw. Of course, a lot of lies in the specifications. The pictures, as you can see, the screen is constantly sitting on the floor. This is a bad sign when you constantly see screens sitting on floors, especially at 100 inches. This tells you at the end of the day they're light dodging. A screen sitting on the floor is going to dodge any form of lamps. It's going to dodge any form of window light. It's going to dodge any form of overhead light. It's just going to dodge it, period. You have to have it up there. As we took our screen and we stuck it up against 25,000 of light, you have to have it up there. Customer's going to have this thing sitting on the wall. So as you can see, and all the demonstration, screen is, let me get up a little bit farther, you can see this right here, screen's on the floor, screen's on the floor, screen's on the floor, screen's in the dark, sitting on the floor, screen's on the floor, every single picture screen's on the floor. That's when people know that they've been to a site, like, why is the screen's on the floor? Yeah, it's a light dodging technique where basically it gives the appearance the screen's taking a light when technically it's not. I stick it in my environment, I guarantee that thing won't work. But again, it's a gray screen, so you know what's going to happen when 15% touches it, it's going to take it out. Let's look at these specification sheets. Another big lie. This is what he's being challenged on in court, his specification sheet. He doesn't care what paint it is. He's going to have to back it up, and we're challenging his company. 32 ounces of the Series C guarantees up 120-inch screen. Now, problem you have here, this stuff is thin like water. It should be to cover much bigger than 120 inch. Very easy. We do 150 at ours, and ours is not like water, but you know, as I showed you, our coating's kind of like thin like, but it covers. I don't have to go back over a surface 13, 14 times to get it to blend in. One time we're done. Let's see. This stuff doesn't mean anything because I had people go through a site like, no, this is just bull crap. This is mumbo jumbo, zero illusion, a reflective solid. That's crap. That's just bull crap. Let's see. Property, paint design specifications, crap. That's not even anything to do with specifications. Just mumbo jumbo. It's like a bunch of basically just talking nonsense. Let's see. You should have something there like narrow viewing cone effect. What's the lowest projector you can use? What's the lowest amount of lumens you can use? What is your activation time outside? At the distance throw, how far of a distance throw before your screen starts having disruption with discoloration and basically the image becoming distorted? Do you support name brand projectors? What type of name brand projector do you do? Is it eco-friendly? Is it low odor? That's all that stuff needs to be in there. It's not even in there. Is it a front projection screen? If it's a rear projection screen, there's tons of information. There's about 20, 30, 40 paragraphs you literally have to put in a rear projection screen. What type of projectors when it comes to Pico? What size is the screen when it comes to Pico? So Pico projectors don't actually operate at 150 inches. They do that when you're in the dark. That's the only way they can pretty much pick up that image. But if you go to turn your lights out, turn your lights on, that image is gone. Because remind you, you're working with 300 to 50 lumens. So what size screen would make it comfortable for that projector? So that means it'd be roughly around 40, 50, 60. It'd be in that range right there. Not there at all. When you're doing a paint den application, you got people that will use paintbrushes on a screen and damage the screen. There's nothing there about paintbrushes. What type of surfaces are we talking about? What type of surfaces can't you use it on? If you're using it outside, like I said, in the daytime, what is the activation time when the screen starts to trigger? Which means a customer may take it out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You know darn well it's not going to read at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but they don't know it's not going to read at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and they'll take you to court for that. So you can't protect yourself on that. It's not there at all, period. Is there a cracking and peeling process when it comes to different surface? Ours would definitely be polyester tarps because we tested this. We have videos of showing you don't do this. What type of the size of paint roller? Some people go at a screen with a 4-inch roller. I lie to you not, I've seen it, and it will streak the living crap out of a screen if it's not properly, the application is not properly done. So there's a lot of stuff missing on here. A lot of stuff missing. What do we have on here? Roll on a spray on application. Problem you have here, it's both a front and rear technology. So if it's a rear technology and you're using a roll on application, I told you what happens when you do this, right? So, let's show you. And I think I would know rear projection technology. We engineer this stuff daily. That's what happens if you had a rear projection screen with a roll-on application. You see those markings all over the screen? That comes from the roller. And this is a foam roller. A freaking super extra fine foam roller. Anywhere you stop, that's where an image is going to cause an imprint. So you have to spray these on. They cannot be rolled on at all, period. You will have all types of problems, trust me. So I know this for a fact because guess what? I'm an expert in rear projection technology. Anybody wants to challenge me with that in court, please tell me, let me know. You know where I'm at, you know where my email is. Contact me with the lawyer. Let's do this. All right, let's move on. Let's see. What else do we have here? We have, so roll on spray on. No, that's not going to happen with a rear projection. You know how expensive a rear projection, transparent surface is? I just paid about $200 because I can't go to the place I'm going to now to buy that because I got to buy it in bulk. So I had to buy it someplace else to build the screen we had to design. It cost me $200 for that plexiglass to bring in here. So with that being said, if someone's product screwed up my surface, I'm going to have to take you to court on that. You know what? I can't fix that. Once you damage that surface, guess what? It's the surface that's designed to see an image from the front to the back. Now, if I hit one of these screens, which is front projection, and maybe I messed it up a little bit, I can cover it up because it's only front projection. But you're talking about front and rear. You're talking about an image that's going to transfer through the screen, which means I'm going to see the imperfection. So no, got to know what you're doing. That's an expensive service to mess up. Let me see. Even with the spray-on application he has here, it's supposed to be spray-on. What is the application requirement for each surface? Which means that basically, is it a stacking system? Well, most people have a really dark paint, which means one coat, that's basically about it. It's really not visible to see images and prints on the other side. Or some people have a system where you can spray this coat on, it's lighter, but as you put on each application, it dries. So you have to know the drying time between each application when you're applying it on. And yes, the screen still has to be wet because it has to fuse. Nothing there at all, period, about that. Literally nothing there. What type of projectors are we talking about for rear projection screen technology? One of the problems you have is you can't use every projector on every type of screen. Clear screens have an issue with projectors that have that are not front projectors, but long throw projectors. The reason why, because long throw projectors give off this really powerful glare that's going to push through the screen, and you will see it on the opposite side of the screen. The screen would have to be extremely dark. So if the screen is extremely dark, and when that image hits it, how close would a projector have to be at how many lumens before it actually pierces through the surface? Do you have demonstrations on it? No. You can't set that up. You'll have somebody getting pierced with a 7,000 lumen projector right in the face with the lamp glare will catch them. So how close can that projector be before that lamp glare basically starts to actually eat through your screen? Nothing's there on that, period. What about the angle gain? So basically, clear screens have a poor visual of angle gain, where blacker and darker screens have a better angle gain when picking up. Our technology can pick up on an angle, which is actually quite interesting. Required application, which means where is this thing going? Means where can we put it? Can we take it and put it against a window? Can we bring it inside? Is it submersible? People want submersible screens. You know why? Because a rear projection screen outside in a pool is better than a front projection. Because a front projection, if you have a projector sitting here, even if it's on a pike or sitting up high, it's still going to hit somebody in the face. Because you're going to be swimming in the pool and turn around and boom, you got a projector slamming you in the face, or you got the shadows of other people's heads bouncing onto your screen. So that's why if you look at inflatable screens, you'll notice that the bottom base of it is extremely high because it's designed to bypass the people in the pool. Ta-da! They don't explain this to you, do they? Because again, they don't know anything. As I told you, he doesn't know jack. So is that in there? No. Because if a person is a consumer and I don't know much and I'm asking you who are supposed to know this stuff, you can't tell me this. That's why when you see giant screens in pools, that's why. If you look at the bottom base, the base is really high. It's so it can bypass the people that are actually swimming below. If it's too low, that means you're going to get slammed with that projector. Now, if you don't have the money to pay for a projector, like a screen like this, because they are expensive, these screens basically don't have a motor attached to them. They do have a motor, but they don't require constant power. It's like the equivalent of a blow-up air mattress, where that part can't get damaged. But anyway, it blows up and it just stays there. That's it. It's an inflatable screen that does not require that kind of power to keep it inflated. That's why you see them floating out there in the middle of nowhere being anchored down. I know. You know why? I did one of those before. So I know. I have experience in that field with those. And besides, again, as I told you, when it comes to inflatable products, which he doesn't have here, inflatable screens are extremely temperamental surfaces because this is a surface you're going to take down, put back up, take down, put back up, take down, put back up. And it's going to have a lot of resistance. It could crack. It could peel a number of things. Does he say anything about it being outside at all, period? No, there's nothing there. So there's nothing here saying that the screen is weatherproof. Not a thing. So that's a problem right there. What's another issue we have here involving invisible? If you're doing invisible technology, best projectors to use when you're using invisible technology is lens shifting projectors and using ultra short throws. Ultra short throws cancel out because they bounce off a mirror. That's why. And lens shifting because you can have the projector way up there, and you can shift the image all the way down here. Where that lamp glare is going to go there, but the image is going to be down there. That's how you do it with lens shifting technology. And is it in there? No. The reason why you have to have this information because if people are trying to figure out how to solve their solution, you must show how the solution can be solved within your site because you know it, you're experienced in the field. The fact there's nothing in there, yeah, they call these dummy, they're called dummy specification sheets over here. All right, that's not even there's not even enough information there for rear projection. I can literally get this guy into a panel and basically drill him on all this stuff, and he wouldn't be able to tell me anything at all. I've already asked him about this range gain nonsense. We actually had it on the blacklist already. We contacted him multiple times, and we can show the court too. We did reach out to Mr. Danny multiple times about this range gain and received nothing in return. This is why we're taking him to court on it. So if there's nothing that's popped up in your mailbox, don't worry, Sparky. It's coming. Trust me. I will not miss this for all the money in the world. I can't wait to get you into a courtroom to ask you these real questions. And I got some more questions to ask you, too. So I'm making a list of all the stuff I want to ask you in this courtroom. Let me see. What else we have here? Roll-on scrum, blah, blah, whatever. I've seen the roll-on application on this. Not there. This is designed for long throw and short throw projectors. Note, not recommended for ultra short throw. Problem you have there, Sparky, you don't know what you're doing there. I'll tell you why. Ultra short throw and short throw projectors are in the same category of lens. They have the same disruption issue. So if I take a certified screen over here that's not designed to work with an ultra short throw, you know what other projector is going to have a problem with? Short throw and ultra short throw. Sorry, ultra short throw, short throw. I've tested this already. I did it with the DMP Supernova and a couple other high-end screens. When we use short throw projectors, the screens came up ultra black. They don't pick up at all, period. They had the same type of lens, almost same type of lens, but it's still within the short throw category. That's why when you go on eBay and you look up short throw, ultra short throws will also pop up in the same category because they're actually under the same make and kind of design and similar kind of technology, which is an ultra short or short throw projector. Both projectors are designed to give you an amazing, incredible large image at a shorter distance. What's the difference between ultra short throw and short throw? Ultra short throw, you can stick it right up on top of the screen, but you have a minimum screen requirement. Minimum screen requirement ranges from 80 if it's an older projector like we have over at NEC. Some projectors can do 120, some can do 150, but that ends right there. So if I'm talking to a company and they want to do a screen of maybe about 300 inches and they want to use an ultra short throw, they can't do it because it doesn't have that capability. But a short throw can do that. A short throw at 5 feet can produce, if you got the right one, at a mass of 180, at 100 and 250. They can do it. But then when you get into short throws, you got to know what you're doing because the new short throws are different from the old short throws. The old short throws got that giant fish lens. Again, they don't never tell you this stuff. Has a giant fish lens on it. The new ones have a smaller one. I did this in a video demonstration one time. The older ones, if I stick it back about roughly, I say 4 feet, I can get a 150-inch screen out of that. The new ones, if I stick it back 4 feet, I get 100. It's a different type of lens. Kind of ripped you off on that one. They really did. You know who did that nonsense? ViewSonic, because I know I went through that. So that you got to explain all that. That's why when I talk to people, look, if you're going to sell screen paint products, you're going to have to know more than just screen paint. You're going to have to know environments. You're going to have to know how to build. You're going to know how to construct, and you're going to have to know these machines at the end of the day. What if you run across the venue projector that has a 2 projector setup, 2 lamp setup? There's projectors out there that literally have 2 lamps inside of the projector. You have to know how to fix these things at the end of the day because customers will come to you and ask you these questions. All right, so no, he would have the same problem with a ultra short throw, the same as an ultra short throw, because those projectors are based in the same category class. As you can see right here, if you zoom up on it, you see where he states that designed for long throw and short throw. Short throw wouldn't work on that. If an ultra short throw won't read on it, then a short throw won't read on it either. Not recommended for ultra short throw projectors. Can't express that one enough. I don't even know how that one would even work. Again, ultra short throw projectors literally kiss a screen, so I don't know how that would even work. Would you have any complications with that? Black paint. Everyday black paint will read on an ultra short throw. The quality may be crap, but it still reads. So I don't know what's going on with that, or why it's not reading on a paint. The only thing that would have a problem with an ultra short throw is certified, because certified screens have a reflective material. They have that issue. Screen paint should never have that issue. It'll be quality issues. It'll definitely be quality issues. All right, getting past that one. Okay, getting into approximate gain range. This is what he's going to court on. And a couple other things, but gain range is the main thing we're taking him to court for. Approximate gain range. He's claiming the screen has a 0.8. Number one, doesn't exist. 0.8 will exist. 8.0 will exist, but there's no such thing as a 0.8. 0.85. This is why we laugh on camera and call them part-2 screens, part-2 retina burners. Do you have any idea how high a 0.85 is? That's the equivalence of wearing magnetic, or it's not saying magnetic, it's say magnifying glasses that are about that freaking thick and staring at the sun for a half an hour. Good luck on your vision. It's not going to be there anymore. But anyway, no, that's not happening. That thing would hotspot on a flashlight. A 5-watt flashlight would cause that thing to hotspot. That's virtually impossible. There is no way in the world it's running at 0.85. At that, it has 2 gains attached to it. How does that even work? I was on the forum site. I got numbered a bunch of questions and think emojis up there, and people were thinking like, how is that possible? How is he getting 2 gains off the screen? And he says, barely based on application technique. We've been through this before, people. I literally have it on the blacklist of a guy up there with a bunch of question marks over the top of his head, like, okay, can you explain this? I've literally gone and asked this guy, emailed him twice, I sent messages to him twice, we got no response. He does not know what this is. And mind you, he's done this before with the goopity goop. With the goopity goop, we have it on recording. Even though you deleted the video, we have it on recording. I'm saying if you paint the screen a 5th time, it gets slightly brighter. You do know when you say things like that and you can't back that up, it's just called consumer fraud. It's going to land you a 30-year prison sentence and a lot of money you'll have to pay back. And on top of that, fines and penalties and all that crazy stuff. So you'll have to figure it out. Anyway, 2 games on the screen. How do we get 2 games on the screen? Now, the reason why he got mad over this paint, the reason why he got upset with other people and say he's being harassed, because there are people contact him, asking him. We posted them to a forum site. They reached out to him. He can't explain it. Now, scary thing about it is he activated this paint, which means it used to be sold out, but now it's no longer sold out. Can we buy it? I just tried to do it a few minutes ago. No, he removed the state of Pennsylvania. You know why? People don't want their stuff coming over. Anything we test your stuff, we know what's going to happen. It's going to fail misery, like Jamie and that whole freaking personal mix and all the rest of the stuff he made over there. We tested it. Didn't work for Jack. Just a bunch of nonsense. And we tried to get his product, and he basically canceled 12 million people in county out of the state of Pennsylvania. As a matter of fact, it's a challenge down here in all of Pennsylvania. Anyone can see if they can get his paint. So there you go. 0.85. He says that basically, I guess the application technique, it depends on how you paint the screen. Tell me how Houdini and Harry Potter nonsense is that? How is that even possible? So I got the same paint. I got no special crystals. I got nothing. I got the same paint. If I paint it in a different direction, I get a different game. The judge is even going to laugh at that. Judge is going to laugh at that big time. You're lucky we didn't buy you. It sued you over it. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life. I even sent messages out to McAfee. Nothing. We sent messages out to the person in the UK. He basically blocked the comment section so we couldn't reach out to him. Okay then. House of Cards it is. All right, let me see. Based on, now we can click here. We click on this link. It's going to show us this technique. Let's click on here. Danny, I hope you're in the room. Also, to check your YouTube channel. You haven't been on YouTube channel in a while, so there was no activity on his YouTube channel whatsoever. Make some new activity quick, because like I said, we're taking you to court on this. On top of that, I'm also taking you to court on this whole making it from scratch. So if the chemicals that you're claiming that you're making from scratch and using raw elements, I mean, Homeland Security would have to get involved in this, because you're operating chemicals without proper chemistry license. You have to have a license for most of the stuff you need to make paint. You have to have the facilities. You have to have dumpsters. You have to have a way to clean. And that's not going to go well for you. It's going to look like you're out there in the middle of the suburbs making a chemical you're not supposed to be making. And on top of that, we have proof that you have shipped this item overseas, which means you shipped it overseas to this fellow over here in the UK. McAfee got it. We got the unboxing video on him showing you shipped a product that you claim that you made that's not properly tested by government standards. And you ship that to the post office, which means that there was a problem with an implosion, explosion, anything would have went wrong, and those metal containers that are not designed to breathe, and that thing became a potential hazard to the person that's basically shipping it or receiving it, you're going to jail. So guess what? Get a lawyer quick, because you're going to need one for that one. That's a doozy. And they will basically land on your property and invade, just so you know that. So let's see what else we got here. I can't say you're making stuff from scratch. Can't do that. Especially when it's a chemical. When it's a serious chemical like that, no, you're talking about some. First of all, it's bogus. And if you know anything about, if you look at the breakdown of how paint's made, break it down and go bit by bit, see what each one stands for, and see how much it costs. Some of the ingredients can be $200-$300. There's no way in the world you can sell a product for $60 when the ingredient stuff costs more than that. Shoot, the contamination unit that you have to walk through to make sure you're not carrying anything on you when you basically walk God knows where you're going to be at. Get in your car, drive where you're going to be at. That thing costs hundreds and thousands of dollars. The containment suit you have to wear, there's $3,000. You have to wear a respirator system, all that stuff, because again, that stuff you breathe in will give you cancer and kill you. So no, that's not happening. So he says he's not buying it from over the counter. If you're not buying it from the counter, then where are you getting it from? See, this is the thing about when I talk about people talk too much nonsense in the day. At one point, when I wanted to get Digital One crystal screen paint into Home Depot, you know the requirement for that to sell a screen paint through Home Depot? You have to have something called a safety material data sheet, and you have to have it through a flash zone. Now, a flash zone means you're going to do all kinds of crap. You're just going to blow it up, going to freeze, and do all kinds of stuff to make sure that they know how to deal with this if there's an issue where, say, a forklift drops your stuff all over the floor, or your stuff's traveling in large quantities overseas, and it spills. They got to know what's in this stuff. Now, technically, if you're using something called a trademark secret, you can protect certain key areas, but you have to show that through these tests that this product is not going to have this issue whatsoever. Now, I can literally sue people at the end of the day if they make a statement about my product saying it has a strong, pungent smell and it made it hard for them to breathe. You know why? Because I was diagnosed with an extremely rare lung disease. And the lung disease I had would make it virtually impossible to be around certain chemicals because it would kill me. As doctors, at the end of the day, I have basically 6 top official doctors that actually did the testing on me to basically prove that I actually have this disease. So if you were to take me to court and say, hey, this product has a strong pungent, I can get a doctor to testify that you're a liar, and then you can get hit with a lot of money of a big lawsuit because you try to slander my product and say something you weren't supposed to say. Be careful. Mr. Bird is well equipped for anything, so be careful, all right? And it means a difference if you wake up in the morning and having a normal day, or you wake up in the morning and the sheriff's department and a bunch of police officers on your property taking your personal stuff, and you have nothing in your banking accounts, your cars are frozen. You don't want to go through that crap, do you? No, nobody does. Move on. All right, let's get back to this real quick. I'll tell you, that lung disease was a blessing and a curse at the same time. But I mean, God took care of that, so I'm back to normal. But at the end of the day, it's still on record that it's there. Every time I go to the hospital for an anxiety attack, if one pops up, they bring it up every single time. Mr. Bird, you know, you're supposed to be on this medication, you're supposed to be taking this and taking that, so and so and so. But my nose is really still sensitive to stuff. It does. It triggers it. So if I'm around something, I'm working around varnish or anything like that, yeah, I got to get out of the area because still makes it difficult for me to breathe a little bit. So I got to leave. But anyway, yeah. Can't work around certain chemicals. It'll mess me up. Let's see. Now that we clicked on there. Let me go back. We clicked on the range gain. There's supposed to be something here to help us understand. Let's go back because I got one off topic a little bit there. I like to explain things thoroughly as we talk. Let's see right here. All right, it says click on here for application technique. All right, so see here, and before you start, and this is going to explain to us about approximate gain range of 0.8, 0.85 can vary slightly based upon application technique. He'll probably send me some dumb letter to end up on my jump. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you for saying things that are not true. It's right there, idiot. It's right on your page. I'm seriously starting to think. And the timeline, I've seen this guy. I've never seen him I've seen him from just with the hat down, but I got a chance to see him, and this guy's really, I'm not trying to be rude here, but you look all of what you are. Let's just put it that way. I'm not trying to be rude here, but you look very frail. You are much older than the other ones, way older. If you're my age at the end of the day, that's not going well at the end of the day, because again, you know, I exercise every day, I work out and whatever. Anyway, so there's enough of that. We're not going to get into that right there. But anyway, you may be at a particular point where you may start believing things that may not be true. Because how else would you explain this nonsense? I had a couple people come back and say he may be a little delusional. Brain might not be clicking. You know, pistons and something's not firing off up there, because who in their right mind would even write this nonsense? I put this on Projector Central, like, is this a joke? I said, no, it's not a joke. I'm not on here trolling. This is a real page at the end of the day. Go check it out for yourself. They went over there like, you've got to be kidding. These are experts that read through his page. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just rambling. Oh, okay. Let's get to the gain range. Okay, so we're going to click on this link right here and see where it takes us. Let's click on this, right? Now, I've read through I know his policy better than he knows himself. And I've read through this whole entire thing. It's nothing there. We're supposed to see a video. You can't explain a technique that allows you to paint it down to a surface. You have to show this. Like if a painter's going to show you the easiest way to knock out a wall with a roller, he's better off just showing you than explaining it to you. So there's nothing here. You can read through it yourself and make it a challenge. See, actually, there is a challenge out finding range gain. There is none. Application technique. I swear, it's like every time I read this, I'm thinking I'm about to pull out one of these hidden spells from Naruto. It's just crazy, man. You don't want complicated instructions. All this is just instructions. It's just more instructions on top of this. Remember to allow each coat to completely dry to the touch before applying the next coat. Coat drying time is less than 30 minutes. We had at one point at 6 hours. I was like, what the freak? What the heck is drying at 6 hours? And that's it. There's nothing there. There's no videos. There was a video there. There was one there. We have it on the blacklist. The video showed him showing the paint down application, but nothing about gain range. They don't speak of it. McAfee's demonstration, nothing about gain range. There's nothing there at all. Period. Get out of here. Get. Nothing there at all. Period. So, all right. Well, that's that right there. Let me see. Tests. Do we have any tests on this product? Let's click what he has for testing. So this is supposed to be black versus black test. This is another thing he's being sued for. He actually printed this label up, claimed to be ours. Our label, claimed to be our label. Now keep in mind, you know what's interesting about this label? This is, I think, the Phantom. Is it a Phantom? I think it is a Phantom. This is the product he claimed that he beat, right? Guess what a Spartan was? A Spartan was an upgraded version of a Phantom. So why in the world, if you beat this technology already, why would you be afraid of an upgraded version of it to the point so badly that you remove the state of Pennsylvania? Or about to test that. Because that shopping cart clicks and it says it's Pennsylvania. We're buying today, right now. We're going to make that purchase right now. So let's see if Roger still has her Pennsylvania in there after all this time, if it's still in there. All right. Now, at one time, somebody come into my channel and say, well, hey, it's just blocked for you. People, this is where you just get up and just do that thing. You put your hands in the air and you just make a slight turn from one next to the next. You just walk across, you just keep on going. You don't even have conversations with these people. You just keep walking. Because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I had to reform this guy. Here's the thing, Skippy, that when you go into a website and you take out Pennsylvania, Texas, whoever it may be, guess what happens? That means that includes everybody for the state of Pennsylvania, not just one person. That's what that does. The fact that I even had to say that makes me feel like I just killed off about 10 or 12 of my brain cells, and I just wasted an infinity of lifetime on just that dumb topic altogether. This is why if people, you're arguing with somebody and you know your argument's absolutely stupid and they just get up and they walk away from you because they just don't want to waste any time. Because you're not going to be doing something else with that time. Like watching TV or something else that's more productive than that crap. But anyway, let's move on. Black versus black test. Now, the interesting thing about this test right here, his screen was gray the entire time. And this is supposed to be our product, but we know it's black paint because we've done these tests multiple times. McAfee, you was in this demonstration hosting this nonsense, right? See? This is where I tell you at the end of the day, I could take your house from you if I wanted to. The only reason why we are not, I don't know about the bar, I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea about that. Hopefully they don't. Maybe we can talk to them and say, hey, look, guys, got some small kids at the end of the day, so and so and so. You know, I don't want to see the house being taken away from the kids and all that. It'd be kind of wrong. And at the end of the day, this guy's a jerk. And I'll tell you why McAfee, you're a jerk. Because you have kids. You got two small kids at the end of the day. And when a kid makes their bedroom, you know, it's their own personal spot. People don't think about that. That's their own personal spot. That's their area they can go to when they're having a bad day, when they're having a good day. That's their little part of the world right there. When you go out as an adult and do dumb stuff to get your house taken from you, you take away that world from that child. That's what you do. Your kids come first. Who cares about squabbles about this, that, and the other? Be a man, suck it up, put your tail between your legs. Your kids come first. They're your world. They come first. I don't have any kids, and even I know that. So instead of you being on freaking YouTube, smiling and carrying on and acting up, I can wipe it off your face in a hot second. I can snatch your house from you. I can do a number of things. I can throw you in jail, all kinds of stuff, because I got you on recording multiple times doing acts that you shouldn't have been doing. Like taking your picture right next to a bunch of fake phony receipts, which is committing fraud against my business, and I could throw you in jail for that. And you know it. So with that being said, there we go. I had to carry on with the cameras off. I can basically mess your life up pretty bad. Am I choosing to do this? No, you are going to pay me some money. It's not going to be a lot. I'm probably going to garnish your check. You're probably going to pay me a little percentage out, but you're going to pay me something because you got to pay something. I just don't want it to affect your little ones at the end of the day. And I prefer we not touch that house. Now, can you understand the man I am at the end of the day, Mr. McAfee? Can you understand that? You have come in and slandered my company. You have attacked my family. You even attacked my cat. You have called me scammer, rip-off artist, and everything in the face of the sun. Anybody else would have put you out there. We were homeless. Well, you won't be homeless. You'll be in jail. They'd have taken everything from you without mercy. I, on the other hand, cut a little different. When I saw your page pop up, if I didn't know you had little ones, I would have come after you, man. I'd have taken it all from you. And finding you in Flushington, Ohio, with a population of 800, my private detective would have found you in no time at all. Easy. You're in a small population. You find people in much larger places than that. New York City can track people down. So you think in Flushington, Ohio, 800 population? You're easy to be found. So with that being said, we could have you in court in no time at all, and you could come home with nothing at all. Because the evidence is right there. It's right in your face. All right, then. So we have the power to take it from you, and we have the power not to take it from you. I choose, in my behalf, because I pray on everything, on how to handle situations, is not to touch that house because he has little ones. I think they should keep the house. And maybe we can work something out with the bar, who use their identity. I talked to them. They're very nice people. You know, they got some small ones in the house. Let them keep the house. Because I'm doing this not for you at all, period. I'm doing this for your little ones. If you didn't have any kids at the end of the day, I would trust you in court and take it all from you. That's the difference between you and you. I'm a man at the end of the day. You're not. And if you sit there and say you are not. You should have been there. You shouldn't have gotten involved in any of that nonsense. You should have sat there and looked at these guys when they were doing dumb stuff. I ain't getting involved in this nonsense. I got a family to take care of. My family come first. That's what you should have said. No, you didn't. Idiots. Moving on. All right. This is not test, parte. This is not a test. Not all, period. Look at this. Meter reading. No, not at all. These are not tests. Any distributor will look at this and go, what the freak am I looking at here? That's not a test at the end of the day. And this is it. Where's the rest of the tests at? You don't have a black on black test. You're supposed to have all sorts of black paint. You're supposed to have black fabric, black films, and plastics, and all that stuff. You got to use it in fully lit environments. You can do it on pico projectors, ultra short throw projectors, inside, outside. You can do all those tests. Where that they're missing. You're missing the distance throw. Distance throw is at 13 feet. The distance throw is at 60 feet, 25 feet. You got to do it at 1,000 lumens, fully lit environment. The faster your lumen count deteriorates, the better chance that you have, the more stress you put on your screens. That's missing. There are tons of white level demonstrations missing. There are tons of color level demonstrations that are missing. There's so much stuff here is not even here, man. I maxed out my specification sheet at 8,000, which I'm actually talking to which I'm like, look, you got to max it at 20 because 8 is not enough for it. There's no testing here. This is mumbo jumbo. That's it. And this is a product. It's supposed to be a black screen paint. No, it's not a black screen paint. All right, people, real quick. We're going to pop over, where we're going to go here. Now, here is his channel. Let's see if there's any activity on this channel. This is why I think these guys are scam artists. Because there's no activity on the channel, but all of a sudden you automatically turned on the option to buy that paint. The fact that we can show that that paint was sold out, that you weren't selling it, and then turn around, you popped it on. This is another reason why he's being brought to court on consumer fraud, because he can't back up anything that any of those paints do. And as you can see, the range gain, not even there. All right, so last video he shot, let's go back to latest video. Latest video, we would have about 9 months ago. That's the latest video. That would be the latest. Let's go over here to the home page. Latest video would have been 1 year ago. That's 1 year. Let's go back to video again. Latest video would have been 10 months ago, which means there's no active on this page. He's talking about FLE technology. We're in fusion light energy gain technology. And he's talking about taking over this product. Oh, we're going to talk about that one. His takeover of a gain that he just can't even at the end of the day explain what his product does to begin with, because he's got to go to court for that. And some other nonsense we had to take him to court for. All right, let's go over here for shorts. Anything come up in shorts? Well, this is 4th of July, and this is 4th of July last year. No, so nothing there. Let's go and see if he did any live demonstrations recently. Nope, last live demonstration was 9 months ago. So basically he has abandoned his product. There have been no update videos, there's nothing there whatsoever, and he just sneaks on his website once in a while and activates and deactivates products. That's all he does. You know why he does that? He does that so he can make it pretty much, let's put it this way. People's worst trolls at the end of the day will be themselves. Because, say, for him, he has to, it's haunting him. It's definitely haunting him that he removed the product out of the shopping cart. It's haunting him that he had to give back the money. That haunts people at the end of the day. So every once in a while, to justify some of that, he'll come like, I'll click this on and put this on, and this will show him. We don't care. We know your stuff doesn't work. If it did work, you wouldn't have canceled out. That's it. That's all we need. And he knows that already. He knows that from the door. All right, let's move on from there. So, nope. There's no new videos on his account at all. And there's nothing here on gain range because we looked it up. As a matter of fact, let's have a pop. Let's go see if we can find gain range on his channel. Let's bring this down a little bit here. My goodness. Let me see. Gain range. I'm going to pull this up for the SIRIUS C. See if we can find anything on his site. I've been through this already before. I'm going to do this real quick. I had somebody bring this up in the forums like, hey, whatever happened to that Partey guy? I was like, I don't even know. He said, well, you know, his product he has it there. The black paint is available, but at the end of the day, he's not selling it because he's canceling people's orders. So let me see what we got. We got to go back to that gain range mess. Let me see. Face the king. Okay. Definitely issues. Let me see. And there's no outside demonstrations on this product. It doesn't work with short throw, which again, we do work with short throw. Our technology works with all short throws. So we don't have that issue. This is a knockoff, and then you have to work with some of the lighter stuff that we designed. Let me see. Paint application, premium paints over here. There he is. He has it available. Now, I like to back up what I say, right? I'm a person who backs up what I say. That's what I do. That's why no one can ever sue me. You know why? Because I back it up 100%. The problem is we got people who can't back it up and say stuff about me, and that's the reason why people end up losing their shirt in court. Let's go over this. Click on this. Now, click on this paint. This is the shopping cart right here. Right? We're in the shopping cart right now. Right? We're going to buy this. Let's see if he didn't cancel out the entire state of Pennsylvania. Like we got it on the blacklist. We have the actual date that we went in to buy the product. It's mine. You went on vacation. He made some statement. He can't have his shopping carts open because he's on vacation. Yeah, right. Get out of here with that nonsense. The reason why shopping carts can't be open because he can't go through the, he can't go through the pain of putting our money back in our accounts like he did the last time with that goopity-goo nonsense. So again, he thought this would be an easier way to get out of it by just basically going in and removing the state. Now, the reason why Rogers just won't help you, and I know in the back of your mind you think you're ahead of everybody else, is because if we go to court on this, you could say, I've never supported Pennsylvania ever. I've never supported Pennsylvania. I don't know what he's talking about. Don't mess around. We catch you lying on oath. That's an additional 7 years added to your sentence. So let me explain something to you. If I was never able to order, you never supported Pennsylvania, how would I get a cancellation on you on the other products? You would have to support Pennsylvania. Everybody has done orders online. You know how it works. They ask for your state, right? So when you put your state in, you place your order. So how will we have a canceled order? Well, how would PayPal be able to file a complaint for an item not received if you didn't support the state to begin with? You mess up on that one, buddy. That's an additional 7 years because my lawyer will call it in court that you lied under oath. All right, then. Mind you, I don't know what kind of delusional world you live in, but in a courtroom, this is a different world right here. It's consequences that go on here. It's not like YouTube. You get embarrassed and disappear for a couple of days, and here you will go to jail and you will lose your shirt in there. So again, no lying. So we got it in the shopping cart right now. Let's go click over here to our shopping cart. Boom! On our shopping cart, we'll use our address here. Why not? Bring it right on over here. We can have it right on top of this desk for testing. To put it against the 15% technology. And then when I get done with that, I'll buy the rest of your stuff. Matter of fact, I'll buy all your stuff in your shopping cart today. Let's see what we got. The copyright's fake, by the way. We looked it up. There's no copyright in this product at all whatsoever. But let's go over here. We got the shopping cart right here. We got one item in here. We're going to click for checkout. We're clicking right there. Kaboom! Got to put an email address over there. Let's let them know who we are. Kabam! 2 reasons why Danny can't process this order, and I'll tell you why. He can't give up his address. Because he doesn't want us knowing where he lives at. You know why? Because he did a lot of dumb stuff. But don't worry about that. That's what private investigators do. When it comes time to get all this rounded for court, we got to figure out where you're at, right? So we send a private investigator to your property to figure out where you're at. You're in North Carolina. I got family in North Carolina. A lot of family in North Carolina. A lot of military family out there, too. They usually go in those farther parts out there. They like it out there. But, yeah, I'll be down there soon. I'll pop down there and visit some family, bring my investigator with me, and go to work. Go figure out where you're at. When all that's done and over with, he'll have you in no time at all. And he's extremely good and very, very good. So, sooner or later, I'll have your folder on my desk, and we'll go from there. And we'll dig you out of your tomb, and we'll get it on. Get this done, right? There we go. And you're going to go in court, and you're going to show those documents where you made a false statement about saying that I canceled out. Remember that? You went online, I canceled out. That's why my products are fake. We're afraid. I want my receipts. Mr. Rogers, let me explain something to you. Your neighborhood is not going to go so well. Welcome to my neighborhood. Well, how that goes in the day. I'm going to take your house. I'm going to take your land under your house. We can't take it technically, but we're taking it. I am going to take everything you have in your home. I'm going to take your cars. I'm going to take any businesses you have at the end of the day. I'm going to freeze all your banking accounts and credit cards. I'm going to take your life insurance, your death insurance, whatever the freak you have. We're taking it. All of it. Remember, you made a statement to me where you said, I have plenty of money. I'll slap you with a lawsuit. Be careful about things you say out of your mouth, right? You think you're entitled. That's the problem. You think you're entitled. You can do whatever you want. This is reality. You think that you could send me a letter threatening me at the end of the day, and I'm going to be scared. Oh, I'm so afraid. No, you got the wrong person, buddy. The wrong person. So either you can back up what you said, you can back up. Other than that, you're going to be broke. And at your age, that is not the time to lose all your money. So you could take this as a different way of saying, well, he's not a Christian. No. Christians are allowed to defend themselves. We never heard of King David? Anybody heard of King David before? Who was King David in the Bible? Oh, he's a warrior of God, didn't he? King David had slaughtered a lot of men at the end of the day under God's law. Did he not? Did he not? Was he not an ultimate warrior of God? Did he not go out there and represent? Did he not? Yes, he did, King David. Yes, he did. All right, then. God makes warriors at the end of the day. How we handle our business, we do it professionally. We go to court, we sue you, we take it all from you. That's what we do. I don't go hire a bunch of thugs to pop up at your front door. That would be a wrong thing to do. You don't do things like that. That's what you call not following Christ. Following Christ is to take you to court and prosecute you in a court of law and take it all from you. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, let's move on to this nonsense right here and get this done because I got things to do. I got a whole entire screen. And my buddy was like, man, you're building that. I showed him the blueprints on the screen we're building. He was like, gee, well, that's freaking insane. Our screen is going to be insane. Because now we're challenging TVs now. I'm in the OLED sites now, all day long, challenging TVs. I know projector screen. At the end of the day, a projector screen said, you have not challenged. We will challenge you. Trust me. I have plans on that. I plan to buy every single screen paint to have it on our website to say we have done this. So it will be done. And when we're done, we're moving on to TV. Because I don't want to hear at the end of the day, well, you didn't challenge all the screen paints. We did all the screen paints. That's why we're doing TV right now. That's why we're doing TV. I'm building me a fish tank over there, by the way. So I got some work to do today. I got to take that thing apart and build a fish tank. We already got the stuff to do. We just get done. I'm going to build me a fish tank projection screen. That's sounding crazy. Anyways, move on. We got things to do, people. We got things to do. I got to get this done real quick. And now we have for time. I'm doing good for time, people. I'm doing good for time. All right. We've got it in our shopping cart right now. Now, they're asking for our email. Email's right there. We got it in for email. Let's make sure it's all logged. You can see that. There's my email right there. Boom. Shakalaka. All right, we got it in the shopping cart right here. See, it's all legit. Everything's in the shopping cart. All we got to do is put that state of Pennsylvania, because we're not taking my credit card or anything at the end of the day without that state. So let's hit continue. Continue. Bum, bum, bum. Now, I got to hit Pennsylvania. Let's see if my state's in there, because that's very important. Because without that state being there, guess what that means? I can't place the order. So let's see if Parte, after all this time, or Danny, I'm going to call him, it's in here. It should be in here, right? Let's keep looking. Let's see. Let's go all the way down. We got California. That means Jamie can pick it up. Let's see right there. Bum, 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 bum. You see it yet? Anyone see it yet? I'm slowing it down. Can you see it? There's Ohio. That means McAfee can pick it up. Hold on for a minute. Bum, bum, bum. That's something else I'm looking for. Now, Mr. Rogers, if I want your product, I got people in all these states. Family, friends, connections, all kinds of, in all these states. I can get your stuff here. I can get somebody to come in and pick it up and bring it down here. But if I have to go through all that just to get your product down here, it ain't worth my time. So let's see if we can find it. Anybody see it? We're going back again. See, we've got Kentucky. Got everything in here, right? Where's it at? Where's Pennsylvania at? Where is Pennsylvania? Bum, 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 bum. Not in here. We're looking down. Oh, there's no Pennsylvania here. AP is not Pennsylvania, it'd be PA. That's somebody saying, it's right there, it's AP. See, this is where I got to walk out the middle of the street, put my hands up in the air, turn to a little bit to the right, turn to the left, turn around and look at you and go, and walk away. Because I'm done. Somebody apparently did not graduate. California's right there. Hey, there's another state missing in here. There is another state missing in here. There's another state missing in there. Am I wrong on that? Or am I seeing what I think another state's missing? Oh, there is a state missing there. Hold on for a minute. Microphone's on the last microphone's never on the side of my mouth, working on it. There's a state missing there. I think I know why that state's missing too. I definitely know why that state is definitely missing. There's a state in there missing. I'm like, wait a minute, we're missing one. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm off on it. Abbreviation for state for Baltimore, Maryland. Oh, you heard me the first time. Abbreviation for state for Baltimore, Maryland. Let me see if I'm right on this. Okay. So I might be wrong on this. There's an argument between him and he called Derek Williams a scammer. There's an argument about them too. They had words. Ain't in my business. I don't care. But anyway, it's just interesting. So let's see. We don't got PA's not on there. We can't find PA. Maryland's missing. I'll make sure I'm correct on this. I like to be correct on two things. MD. MD is for Maryland. I know it's people think it's Baltimore, Maryland, but it's MD. It's a different abbreviation. So we're looking for MD. MD. That's what we're hunting right now. MD. Now maybe I missed it. And here we are with the M's right here. We got ME, MNN, MS, MO, MT. Maybe we missed it. Maybe we didn't. Oh, He removed Maryland out of there. Maryland's not in there either. Because that's where whatchamacallum's at. That's where Williams is at. Williams is over there. And there's an argument between him and Williams that went off because he called William a scammer. Williams must have been trying to get his paint to get it over there. And that's why he must have banned it. Oh my goodness. You've got to be kidding me. See? It's funny how you're blessed with that third eye, man. You pick up on stuff quick. When God bless you with that third eye, you will see things, man. I was like, wait a minute, because I was looking at who can get this out of his group. Now, of course, you got California. California's up there, definitely. You got California. McAfee's is in Ohio, right? So Ohio's in there. It's right there, right? So I'm looking for, if I got this wrong, where is MD? Maryland's not in there. That's why I want to make sure we go back and look. It's not there. So they had a little argument. Let me see. You can figure out where this argument popped up at. Oh, he says Ken is on notice. Yeah, I told you it's fake little threats at the end of the day. I'm on notice. Well, that was like 10 months ago. Where's that notice at, buddy? It's like when he sat there and told me he's going, if I mention his name one more time on camera, he's going to file a lawsuit. Yeah, that's when I was over in the Blue House. How many times I asked you to get a lawyer and contact me? I'm going to ask you right now. Get a lawyer and contact me. Bunch of nonsense. Yeah, he's one of those people at the end of the day. We talk a lot of trash, and then when somebody steps up to him, he's humble. That's pretty much what you are. So let me see right here. And again, I told you short-lived, pretty much. Now see right here, Mr. Rogers? See that right there? When you put down my face and you call me a scammer, this is the reason why you've been hit with massive lawsuits worth millions of dollars. This is why we're taking all your stuff from you. So when your wife's screaming at you and you're trying to figure out why you lost all your stuff, and that was 10 months ago, which means that's under the line of statute of limitation for fraud. I can throw you in jail for 30 years for that, and I can take everything from you, which I'm planning to do. So post in my face under scam, and put down lie, and put down this not, I can sue the daylights out of you for that. I already have copies. It's all documented. I told you, I got a buddy, a friend of mine, well, Matrix. He's been going in. He's been gathering information for us. So he's already been on site. He's got all his stuff already. He's done. See you in court real soon, Rogers. You're going to go to court. We're going to challenge your company. I'm going to hit you with a bunch of fines and heavy penalties and potential serious jail time. I'm going to basically challenge how your chemicals are not made. You're made not from scratch. You're making them in some kind of laboratory. I'm going to challenge you on that in court, and then I'm going to sue you for defamation and slander for around roughly about let's see if we can get him for about $2-3 million. Because it's right there. It's a live stream right there. That's my face, right? And that's your channel right there, right? All right then. Guess what? Lawsuit. And it's 10 months, which it shows in the timestamp, which means we're in statute of limitations. Fraud is 6 years for statute of limitations. Did you know that? Yep. See you in court soon. Don't get attached to your stuff. I plan to take it and sell it all off. Well, they're going to sell off anyway. You can always come back to this video when you want to. All right, let me see. Videos. Here we go. See, I told you they had an argument. See? To the scammer. Minister, brother, and Derek. They had an argument. I told you. Derek was trying to buy his paint and bring it over there for testing. Now, Derek doesn't know much about testing as it is. He doesn't. But if he had painted that stuff down and that screen came up great, that is all he would have needed to make trouble for him. And you know, Derek's a person of trouble. He makes a lot of trouble for people. That's what he tries to do. He does letters and all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure he's probably taunting him. He's probably sending them letters and carrying on. So they were fighting within the group. We knew all that. I told you, we kept tabs on everything. We knew that there were fights breaking up inside the group. Blame game was popping off. Didn't I just tell you it on camera that when we hit Crow with all this stuff we're hitting him with, Crow's going to snitch like there is no tomorrow. Jamie has a lot of stuff on top of his head right now. And that pressure at the end of the day is going to cause him to talk. Especially if they put up a plea deal that he may be able to get out of this situation, might get less time. He's going to talk like there's no tomorrow. And he's going to give up all kinds of information. It may save me some money on an investigator. But yet, they were fighting back and forth. So he called Minister Brethren a scammer. Rogers, can I put it this way? Rogers is not a person that likes certain things, if you know what I mean. And I know for a fact that you already know the different shades of Mr. Williams and my shade also. So he's not a fan. Trust me, I know. I've gotten some very interesting emails from this individual. So I could make this very personal, but I'm not. I'm going to basically be the bigger man and take it to court, and I'm going to basically tear you a new one like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to take it all from you. And it's nothing worse than the embarrassment from your neighbors of knowing that you got sued in court for basically lying. And mind you, I'm going to put a billboard out there near your property with everything that happened in that courtroom, because I can do that. I want your neighbors to know about your business. See, in their world, it's different. It's a little hype world, you know, blah, blah, blah. But information gets out like that, it would destroy them. So you're going to jail. That's definitely going to happen. You're getting sued. That is definitely going to happen. And I can see you guys had an argument, which means his state is missing. You removed his state because he was trying to get that product. Oh, we got to talk about this. Man, we always find all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I came in here to talk about the SIRIUS C being trash, which it is. But, yeah, they had a fight. You could tell they had a fight. And this was 11 months ago. This fight was recent. It was 11 ago. He called ministers. His email. He put it up there. This is his link right here to his page. Right there. And they called him to the scammer. So, if you notice, his state is missing, along with mine, out of his shopping cart. It's missing. Maryland is MD. Look up the abbreviation. We looked at a few minutes ago. It's MD. Now, let's go over here slowly. We're going to look for PA and MD. So one other house is missing in here. So California's in there, you can see. M-E, M-I-N-N, M-S, M-O, M-T. Then we got E, E, N-E. Look at all the ones coming. No, he's not in there. Ohio's in there. That's where McAfee's at. And Pennsylvania's missing. So he removed his state to keep it from buying. Gee whiz, that's what you're doing? Rogers, your product sucks that bad that you blocked from him? This guy doesn't even know anything about screen paints. He's in an apartment screaming at a freaking ceiling and a wall. And he knows nothing. And you were threatened by him? He's threatened by anyone that'll get his paint that won't say what he wants them to say. That's why he shipped it over to the customer over in the UK. Because that was the guy who was a yes man. That was the guy who would agree with whatever he said he would agree to. He shipped it over to Jamie because Jamie's another yes man. He shipped it over to McAfee. McAfee's a yes man. That's what he did. And even the guy who did the interview had a hard time getting your paint. I think he had to go to his parents or something crazy at the end of the day. Something came up. But he had a hard time. He couldn't get it from him. So I know about all that stuff. How are you going to make a product and call yourself the Big Daddy and this, that, and the other, the King, and Bates the King? And you can't even ship your paint out to people because you're afraid. I can get you to cancel in all 50 states right now. I can make a phone call and say, hey, look, I need you to go contact this guy and get his paint for him. Tell him who you're selling to us. I guarantee I can get him to drop all those states. That's why the trolls were hitting him so hard. They were getting him to cancel out. He removed his state. And if you're afraid, I can see about being afraid of us. We test their stuff on every level we think of, but Williams? You were afraid of Williams? You removed it? Yeah. It's missing. I knew what's like, wait a minute, we're missing a state here. Yeah, he removed his state. Let me go back and check this again. Look at it, look. It says right here. You see right here. The state abbreviation for Maryland, and that's where Mr. Williams is at. He's in Baltimore, Maryland. That's where he's at. Get one of his famous letters over here. Letter over here. Let's get one of his famous letters. Oh, Mr. Williams, by the way, those letters will be reaching destination to legal, and they'll be reaching destination to the people in your building of importance that are responsible for evicting you from the unit. So they will have this evidence in their hand. It's coming straight to them. The new ones are all being sent to them, and the older ones with both addresses. So I'm pretty sure you've already received a letter from them already letting you know that you're under investigation, and that basically if you can't prove that you didn't do any of this stuff, then you're going to be evicted from the unit. You are going to be